Did I? Woo! We are back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, the limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling dealing son of a gun. It's me, Jacob, and here with me today is the Prince of Macho Madness. It's not okay. It is Zach Sagan.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? Jacob's dying right now. He's been watching a bit of He's been watching some wrestling.
I've been watching a little too much wrestling lately.
In case you didn't know, that was a bit of a reference to Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Macho Man Randy Savage himself.
Rest in peace, Macho Man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peach to the rest in peach. Rest in peach. Rest in peace to the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes, rest in peace, man.
But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another episode 4 of the Untitled podcast.
Woo! I don't know. I'm really psyched. It's episode
really
4,
psyched.
and we haven't been taken down yet.
We have not been. Our cancerous podcast has not been taken off YouTube yet.
It has not been taken off YouTube, which really surprises me. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't sure how long this was gonna or what YouTube would
allow
or do.
Or even then, I mean, we're not too extreme anyway. But
it's not like we're calling out people.
No, not like we're taking shots or anything like that. But so yeah, welcome to episode 4. I guess you could count this as episode 5 if you want to count.
If you want to count part 2 and part 1 of episode 3.
Well, episode 3 is the Infinity War episodes.
It's a 2-parter.
That's a 2-parter. That's funny.
That's how Infinity War was supposed to be, actually.
But now it's just one movie.
Yep.
But that's fine. So Jacob, how you doing?
I think you know how I'm doing now.
He's pretty psyched. He's pretty psyched.
Pretty psyched because I know what our next episode is going to be. But we got to get through this episode first in order to get into episode 5.
Episode 5, well, I'm not going to say anything about it.
We're just going to wait till the end.
Maybe not even that. It might even just be a surprise.
For those of you, especially my family who knows me very well, you'll know why I'm excited for next episode. It's for one of my favorite things. But first, we got to get through this episode. But how are you doing, Zach?
I'm good. I'm good, Jacob. So, other than your excitement for episode 5 and your excitement for the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Macho Man Randy Savage, do you have anything to declare?
I declare I did not have relations with that woman. Just kidding. I'm going to hell.
This podcast's gone down.
We're going to hell.
It's going downhill real quick.
I have to declare that Scarface, Casino, and Godfather.
I think all the Godfathers are on Netflix now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say they're good movies. Really good. Are having to be really good movies to me right now. Not Godfather Part 3.
Which I happen to like. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the first two, but I think it does a pretty good job of wrapping up Michael's story throughout the trilogy. But for those that don't know, those movies, Casino, Scarface, and I think the entire Godfather trilogy, I think just recently came up on Netflix. So Jacob has been watching some stuff.
I've been watching some good mafia movies. They're mob movies.
Good mob movies, yes.
Really good mob movies, yeah. I don't know, I've been watching that. I watched Mallrats. You came over. We watched Mallrats.
We watched Mallrats, yes we did.
We were laughing really hard at that movie.
It was a really good movie. It was a lot better than I had expected.
You hadn't seen Mallrats until...
I'm going to be full honesty. I had seen parts of it. I hadn't sit down. I hadn't watched the entire thing. I had seen parts of it, but I hadn't watched the entire film.
Was it not good?
It was really good. It was really good. For me, Kevin Smith has done, some pretty good films. Obviously, Clerks. Actually, I think both of the Clerks movies.
Despite popular
opinion.
Yeah.
I guess someone considers Tusk as well. I guess some. I said some, not all. But as well as that, Mallrats, Dogma, Jane and Silent Bob Strike Back. I'd have to say, while Mallrats is a really good movie and I really liked it, I have to say my personal favorite of his is Chasing Amy.
Well, that's a lot of people's personal favorite. I agree with that. It's a good movie. I didn't care for it that much, but I mean, it's a good movie.
Well, it was also one of the first Kevin Smith movies that I saw. So that kind of I saw that before I saw Clerks. So
I remember the very first Kevin Smith movie I saw.
What was it, Clerks?
It was either Clerks or it was Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie. It was on Netflix. I remember I stayed home from school one day and I was watching it. Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard at that movie. I was laying in bed watching it on my phone.
He knows how to do comedy. He really does.
Dude, and the cartoon universe is what they need to do more of because they can do more.
They really
can. Smith can do more.
They really can.
You can
you go.
Oh, I was going to say, you can just get away with more in the cartoon.
You really can. Just because of the fact that it is a cartoon.
It's a cartoon. It's not real people. Characters can be based off real people.
But it's not, actual people.
Yeah. But then, Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back were on Netflix at one point. Chasing Amy was on Netflix at one point.
That's where I first watched them.
Yeah.
And,
that's where I first watched it too, before I bought all the movies.
And for those that don't know, the reason why we're not mentioning, I think most people probably that have seen the movie, no shade to Kevin Smith, but that have seen Yoga Hosers know why we're not mentioning it.
Well, okay, can I say one thing about Yoga Hosers?
Go ahead.
Okay, I actually liked it.
Okay.
I actually liked Yoga Hosers. But like Chasing Amy, I didn't hate it.
But you weren't in love with it.
I wasn't in love with it. I liked it. I liked the idea of it.
I kind of got to admit, I liked the concept. I'm not a big fan of that movie. I mean, if you are, cool, but it's just, in my personal opinion, it is not the best of Smith's films. It really is not.
Well, he's actually said in an interview before, he didn't make this for the male demographic.
Did you say he made it for the teenage...
He made it for teenage girls around his daughter's age.
To watch and just...
To watch that movie.
Does it work on that standpoint then? Or?
I'm guess I haven't heard really any more complaints about Yoga Hosers. The only Kevin Smith movie I've heard being complained about is Tusk.
Well, even then, I think, as he has said, I think even in interviews as well, Tusk is a pretty hard sell. It's hard to get people in on that concept and actually want to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, it's not just really hard. It's super hard.
It is a super hard sell.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of people enjoy that
movie. Yeah. And the other reason why we're also, at least I'm not mentioning Red State, is because I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen... Remember that movie, Red State?
Red State.
It was an action movie that he did. Oh, yeah, and he also did Cop Out.
Cop Out. I've seen bits and pieces of Cop Out. Have not seen Red State, though.
Red State's kind of it's kind of for at least from what I've heard of it, it's an action horror film. It's kind of hard to describe from what I've heard, but it's supposedly it's actually really good.
Huh.
I might have to check it out.
Oh, definitely.
I think I got the chance.
Check it out too.
But as sad as it is, the topic tonight is not Kevin Smith.
I know. We could... Oh my gosh, we could do 5-10 episodes on Kevin Smith if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of we're not die hard, but we're the semi die hard fans.
Yeah, I think that that there are some directors and writers that I like better than Kevin Smith.
Well, yeah,
and I'm not like I said before, no disrespect to Kevin Smith. He has made some truly great films, but I definitely think that there are people out there that have done it. I think. I guess you would say like a little better.
Oh.
And even done it much more.
Think about but for the budgets that he had to work with,
yeah,
and the budgets that they had to work with, that's what I see as like the substantial difference between Kevin Smith and other directors.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, Scorsese, big budget.
Well, not all the time.
Some
not all the
movies
time.
were.
Some movies were definitely big budget. I will give you that. I think Goodfellas and Casino definitely had some big budgets attached to it.
The Departed.
The Departed as well. He did that movie Hugo, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely had a big budget.
The animation, the mix between animation and live action in Hugo.
That was definitely a big budget.
Yeah, that was big budget. That's no cheap fee.
Mm.
But
the topic tonight is one that we honestly, I'm going to be full honest here. We honestly
just
kind of came up with on the top literally on the spot right now. It's been a busy week I think for both of us, so we didn't really have much time to really talk about a topic. And as we were talking about earlier, it's just that we had so much to do on Friday that we honestly just didn't have the energy to talk about it.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those days where it's like you're hungry, but not hungry. You're tired, but it hasn't been a strenuous day.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was a bit of a strenuous day because of just college and how much I've had to do this past weekend, and how much I have to do this weekend in preparation because I have like 4 or 5 things due on Wednesday, all from like the same class. So I kind of want to get ahead on that this weekend. But that's enough about my problems. The topic today is our own personal favorite films. And the number we came up to limit, or at least to limit-wise, I'm not saying we necessarily have to stick to this, but it's just, the 8.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like 8 for Jacob, 8 for me.
Yep.
So, and how we're going to do this is either I'll start off or Jacob will start off and we'll just switch off from there. So, I guess without any further ado, let's get into this. Do you want to go first or? I'll take that as a yes. You want to go first?
I mean, yeah, sure. I was just doing it, just kind of like we don't have music or anything, so it's like
you wanted to just kind of improvise something there.
Yeah, I just want to kind of throw something in there, just for a transition.
Okay.
All right. But do you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
If you got something to...
Oh no, I got stuff.
All right.
Are we starting at 8, then moving our way down to 1, or are we going from 1 up to 8?
I'd say 8 is kind of like like we're doing it from like least to greatest in your personal opinion.
So 1 to 8.
So from 8 to 1.
Oh, 8 to 1.
8 to 1. So,
8 to 1.
So
okay.
Like you do 8, I do 8, then you do 7, I do 7, and we'll just go like that from there.
Okay. Now, first movie. Guilty. It is a guilty pleasure for some people. It is. Mm-hmm. It is Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, that is definitely a guilty.
Moulin Rouge, for those of you who don't know, it is, by definition, it is a how do I put this?
A musical.
Well, yes, it's a musical, but it's a jukebox musical. It is a jukebox musical because the reason it's called that is because it is a musical that they're basically covering a whole bunch of favorite songs. One of the most well-known songs from that musical is Your Song, originally done by Elton John.
Yeah.
But in this movie is sang very well by Ewan McGregor. Or Ewan McGregor, however you want to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
But it was just... It's a guilty pleasure. I mean, there's some things like you can appreciate. There's some things that are just like... But, it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. I really don't know like a whole lot about that movie necessarily. I know that like there's a...
It takes place during like the Bohemian Renaissance kind of deal.
Yeah. I knew that, but I'm saying like I also know there's a whole lot of people out there that didn't really care for that movie.
Yeah, that's why for some of us it is over time it does kind of turn into a guilty pleasure.
I'm debating on whether or not to check that out or not because
I think, I mean,
I'm not. Well, personally for me, I'm not a huge fan of musicals. I never have been, and that's just like I find myself saying this a lot, but no disrespect to musicals, but they're just not my thing. They're just.
Well, it's not everyone's thing, but I know you like Ewan McGregor.
I do like Ewan McGregor. Yes, yeah. I do.
So honestly, if you heard his rendition of your song from the movie, it's actually really good.
Well, I don't doubt that. The man's got some pretty good vocal cords on him.
Oh, yeah. Who knew Obi-Wan could sing?
Obi-Wan could sing. So, I guess balls in my court.
Yep, balls in your court. Number 8.
This film is does also happen to have Ewan McGregor in it.
Oh, I think I know what movie it is.
I don't think you do.
I think I do.
I really don't think you do.
Okay, let's
see. It is an older film. It is from the 90s.
Oh, I know what this movie is.
I don't think you do.
I know what
I really
this
don't
movie
think,
is.
I really don't think you do. I really don't think you know what this is. I don't think you do.
What movie is it?
Alright, so this is, I think if I remember, it came out in 1996. And the movie, it is a very classic movie as of now. It's been over 20 years. It's one word. It's Trainspotting.
I knew it.
You knew it was Trainspotting?
I knew it was Trainspotting. You said Ewan McGregor, and all I can think of is not the prequels. It's not the Star Wars prequels.
Do you imagine how much of a shock it would have been if I had said the prequels?
Oh, it would have been a big...
Well, I would have blown you out the water.
For like number 8, it actually wouldn't. If you would have gone to like number 5 territory and said that, I would have been like, what? But no, for right now, that wouldn't really have surprised me that much.
And this isn't like meant to... And the one thing I forgot to mention about like the whole 8 category, this isn't like, films that we consider to be like greater than others, or at least on my list. Like, these are my own personal list of ones that I like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Would you agree to that?
I agree.
But for those that don't know, I mean, it is an older film, and there was a sequel made to it, I think, last year now that I think of it, that came out.
Yeah, because we were both still at
YB Tech.
Yakima.
Yeah, in Yakima. And it follows a group of early 20-something young people in Edinburgh, Scotland, in the 90s, and they happen to be heroin addicts. And it kind of follows their story. The main character, Mark Renton, played by Ewan McGregor, it follows their story on how, they deal with addiction and how they deal with each other. And it's one of the weirdest movies I think I've ever seen.
That baby crawling on the ceiling was just
real
freaking weird.
Well, it's supposed to be like that. When that's happening, it's like during his withdrawal from the addiction.
Yeah.
And I think actually it might be the first Danny Boyle film I ever saw. And what a hell of an introduction to this man as a director. The man knocked it out of the park.
First movie, we're going to have a baby crawling on the ceiling and its head's going to spin.
It's going to spin.
It's going to pull, what's it called?
An exorcist.
Exorcist on it. Except
Reagan.
it's not going to vomit.
It's not going to projectile vomit, no. But I'm not telling you everything that happened, but I will say that you will be surprised by this movie. This movie will definitely surprise you in ways you didn't think it could surprise you. Yeah. And it's probably, in my opinion, it's a very timeless movie. So that's my pick for number 8. And it's a film I absolutely love to death and probably will never stop loving. So that's my number 8 pick.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Ball is in your court, Nature Boy.
All right. Woo! All right, number 7. My number 7 pick. It's a Jim Carrey movie.
Oh, I think I know what this is.
What movie do you think it is?
I'm not telling you.
Really?
No.
No?
I'm going to wait till you say it, and I'm going to say if it's
It stars him and Cameron Diaz.
I know. Yep. I know this is.
You knew I was going to pick this movie?
I had a feeling this one was going to show. We talked about this movie the other day, so.
Yeah. My number 7 pick is The Mask.
Yep. I'll be in mind the first Mask movie.
The first Mask movie, not the one with what's his name from Scream. Not that.
Yeah. The first Mask movie.
Not Randy from Scream.
Nope.
Not him.
Nope.
No. This is the Jim Carrey original The Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Based off the comic book of the same name. Less gory, but still, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was definitely a comedic movie.
It was definitely for what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is very much a comedic movie.
It was definitely, like, for the time that it was made, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was like 90s, 80s.
I think it was like mid-90s when it came out.
Like mid-90s. It was just like, I don't know. It was just so goofy. I mean, yeah, it's not critically acclaimed. A lot of comic book nerds don't like it.
No.
Because it's not...
It's not faithful to the comic.
Yeah. But then again, how many comic book movies are that true to the...
Well, a lot of them, they just take cues and inspiration from the comics. They're not direct adaptations of storylines. So.
Yeah. But, yeah, I like it. So what's your number 7?
My number 7 pick. I'm going to try to dance around straight up telling you because I want you to kind of guess it. It is a movie that came out in the early 2000s.
Oh,
it is kind of an older film at this point.
Okay.
It is a movie that you and I...
have we both seen this movie?
We probably grew up on this movie. I know I definitely did.
Oh, God.
It is a movie we saw today at Zia's. I got you thinking now.
Oh, yeah. My eye's twitching. It's thinking.
His eye is twitching, so therefore he is thinking. Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? I can't tell you anybody that stars in it because that'll just straight up give it away. I can't tell you who wrote or directed it because that'll again straight up just give it away.
A movie? Oh, we saw it at Zia's. Did I point it out to you?
Yeah, it's one of the ones you pointed out to me. Yes.
Oh, damn it! Damn it! Oh goodness. It's not ring. Give me another hint, please.
It is one of the first superhero movies ever made. Well, not ever made, but it's like of like the modern era.
Oh my God.
Of the modern era. Do you know what it is?
Oh God. Is it Spooderman?
The first Spider-Man.
It's the first Spooderman.
The very first Spider-Man. Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh, how I agree with this.
It is, like I said, a movie that you and I have both... I think a lot of people from the 2000s grew up upon.
Yeah.
I think it was actually the first movie that introduced me to Spider-Man. I mean, I had seen, the 90s cartoon series. I had seen a couple of the other cartoon series, and I knew of the character, but it was like the first one that actually got me really invested into Spider-Man as a character. And to Tobey Maguire
as a character is just...
As an actor.
Oh my goodness. Tobey
He does a good job in that movie. He really does. So does Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, James Franco as Harry Osborn.
Everybody does a good job in this movie. Everybody does a really good job.
I don't know what the name of the guy who plays Uncle Ben is, but...
Yeah, but even he did a really good job.
That was Uncle Ben.
That was Uncle Ben, yes.
Yeah.
I mean...
We didn't need, like, a big backstory or anything.
But that was Uncle Ben.
That was Uncle Ben.
It was, like I said, I'd say even for a Spider-Man movie and for a superhero movie, it was actually pretty brutal in some of the things. What?
You know what I just remembered? You know who was in that movie in a cameo? It was the Macho Man was in that movie.
I was wondering who played Buzzsaw.
Yeah, because you're going nowhere. I have you for 8 minutes. 8 minutes of playtime.
I didn't know that was the Macho Man.
I didn't sign up for a steel cage match. Yeah, that was him with a big freaking beard.
I didn't know that was.
He would have had a great. He would have had a great. No, wait, no. It was probably dyed, but it was like he would have had a great gray beard by then.
Yeah, probably by then. It was early 2000s, so. I'm not gonna go into all details about why I love this movie because if we are, we're gonna be here all damn night. So
Well, all I'm gonna say is that it is a really great movie.
it is a really great. It still holds up today.
Sam Raimi made the Evil Dead.
He made the Evil Dead. He made Darkman.
That's right.
Yeah. The only reason I mentioned that because he also pointed that out to me as he is.
Darkman.
He made Darkman. Well, that wasn't also critically acclaimed. I thought it was still a pretty good movie.
It was. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
But that's my number 7. Ball is back in your court, Nature Boy Jacob.
All right. Okay. Oh my god. This is going to be interesting. Number 6.
Number 6 pick.
It runs alongside your movie. Your last movie. Your number 7 pick.
That's a superhero movie?
Yeah. No, the director.
It's Sam Raimi.
It's a Sam Raimi movie.
Is it Evil Dead?
It's Evil Dead 2.
I was close. Okay.
Dead by Dawn.
Dead by Dawn.
Dead by Dawn.
That's also another good pick.
Well, no, it's Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Yeah, no, and I said that's another good pick.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't know that.
No. I knew the difference.
Okay. But no, Evil Dead 2, it basically, when you think about it, it kind of retells the tale of what happened to Ash.
That's actually an interesting story behind that. Is when they did that, they were working with a different studio to make Evil Dead 2. So they didn't have the rights. They didn't have the rights to use their own footage of their own movie, so they had to retell.
That's why they had to retell.
That's how they retell. And this was like 6-7 years after Evil Dead came out. So,
but it was more comedic. It was a lot funnier than, it's. I don't know. It's just like the hand and everything. It's like the hand gets possessed.
Yeah, he has to.
And the amount of gore that came out from him taking a chainsaw to his hand.
And even that, like there's that whole kitchen scene beforehand. The amount of punishment that Bruce Campbell puts himself through in that scene.
Oh, even with a big studio.
Brutal.
Even in the first one, everyone was doing basically their own stunts. People were getting hurt on set.
Yeah.
Those weren't just like movie. That wasn't just acting. Some of that
was like actual pain. Actual, like, getting hurt.
Yeah, like the shotgun shooting through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that, I forget who it was, but that almost injured somebody.
Yeah, I remember that almost took somebody's head off, so.
Yeah. But, it was a really good... Evil Dead 2 was... It's okay. The funniest part in that movie. I just have to say this. Then we'll keep the train rolling here. The funniest thing of that movie was when he starts to lose his freaking mind.
When everything starts laughing.
Everything, even the deer head. For those of you who don't know, there is a stuffed deer head hanging on the wall. The creepiest thing just to look at in the beginning, and then it just creaks its head at Bruce Campbell. And just starts laughing. And then chairs start to move. Lamps. It's like, ha, 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 ha. And then you just see like a blood-covered face. Bruce Campbell's
I love how he just joins in. He just joins in on the laugh.
He's like, ha, 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 ha.
He just joins in on it.
And I'm like, oh, man, you've lost your mind.
How could you not lose your mind in that scenario, though?
This is true.
You're going to lose your mind. It's going to happen. Mind can only take so much.
But yeah, I also just love the franchise of the Evil Dead. I didn't so much care for the
remake.
The remake, but you know what I have seen? I bet you didn't know. I've seen what?
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
No, I've seen the Evil Dead musical.
I did not know that.
There's an Evil Dead musical.
I knew there was an Evil Dead musical. I didn't know you saw it.
I have seen it. I saw it in Portland.
How was it?
Oh my goodness, I was laughing. I was really mad at myself after the show.
Why?
Because there was a blood splatter zone.
You didn't know about?
Yeah. No, I knew about it. I just didn't know if I wanted to go sit up there.
Now, like, you regretted not sitting up there?
I regret not sitting up there.
That would have been fun.
But, it was just a really good show.
Yeah.
Just the makeup and everything for a low-budget show.
Was good?
It was really good. It reminded me of the movies.
I'm glad they kept in the same style and they still kept it funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was very, very funny. But they kept all the characters, though.
Every character.
They kept the characters from the first and the second movie.
Also, it's both movies.
Yeah, it's both movies combined into one.
I thought it was just the first one.
No. It's both movies. All the characters are in this movie. Are in this show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great. But yeah, okay, balls in your court. What's your number 6?
My number 6. Okay, well, I guess we'll keep the guessing game going.
Oh dear, here we go.
Okay. Much like how we talked about earlier, this is a Martin Scorsese film.
Oh.
Although I don't know if it's one you've seen. It
Okay, is De Niro in it?
No.
Damn it. Nicholson.
Nicholson.
Is Nicholson in it? Jack Nicholson?
No.
Pacino?
No. I think I've stumped you, haven't I?
Is his main boy in it? Leonardo DiCaprio?
No.
What? A Robert Scorsese movie without his lead boy?
Yes.
What?
He has a new lead boy in this movie.
He has a new lead boy. Who is this new lead boy?
I can't tell you because it would spoil the movie.
Is it Matt Damon?
No.
No, I'm sorry. Is it Matt Damon?
It's not Matt Damon.
It's not Matt Damon?
It's not Matt Damon.
Okay. Wait, what's it about?
I can't even tell you that because that'll give it away.
Okay, it's not Heat. That wasn't even made.
Heat.
That wasn't even made by Scorsese.
It's definitely not Heat. It came out recently.
It's not The Wolf of Wall Street.
It is not The Wolf of Wall Street.
Is it Clooney? Is Clooney in it?
No. Every name you've said it so far has not been in this movie. No. I'm waiting for you to say a name that is in this movie.
What? Okay, give me a clue, please. I'm like running out of.
Liam Neeson is in this movie.
It's not Taken.
It is not. No. I don't think Scorsese did any of the Taken movies. No.
Okay, I'm literally lost, dude. I haven't seen this movie. What is it?
This is Silence. Martin Scorsese's Silence. Okay, so let me give you the rundown real quick. Doesn't seem like you know that much about it. So it's set in the early, I think, 1200s, 1400s. It's about these two Italian priests played by Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver, and their mentors played by Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson went to Japan.
Oh,
yes,
I know.
yes.
We watched this trailer back at YV Tech.
Yes, this movie.
This movie.
It's this movie.
I didn't even know this was Scorsese.
This is Scorsese. And
okay.
In my opinion, it is one of his best films.
Okay.
It's really one about that kind of explores the, the idea of faith and how far faith can be pushed and pulled and well, shall we say, criticized before that person loses faith. Because when they go to Japan, this is at a time when Japan is has outlawed Christianity to the point where if somebody is found practicing it, they could be even put to death.
Yes.
So, and the arrival of Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver has not gone unnoticed by the Japanese government. And there are multiple times throughout the movie where mainly Andrew Garfield's character that we follow, his faith is pushed and pushed and pushed to the point of breaking. And this is not I'm just going to say this right now. This is not a feel-good movie.
Oh, no, I can already tell this wasn't a feel-good movie.
This is not a feel-good movie whatsoever. This is a film that really kind of tugs at you. tugs at your heartstrings at times because you see what these characters have to go through, and you really sympathize with them in those moments because of the punishments and the trials and tribulations that they go through. And it even kind of gets you to question whether or not that much devotion and faith is worth it. Just the amount of things that, Garfield has put through. It's a really good film. It's really, like I said, this is not a happy-go-lucky feel film.
Oh, wow.
This is a very depressing movie, but it's a really good movie, and I'd recommend it to anybody. It is not for the faint of heart, though.
Oh yeah,
it is violent.
It doesn't even sound like it.
It does not. It gets violent at times. I mean, there was at one point somebody's head is cut off with a katana. So, and that's like the least thing that happens in the film. It's really good. There are things that even surprised me in this movie, so that's my number 6 pick. Ball is back into your court.
Ball is back into my court.
I got you that time, though.
Really got me that time.
I couldn't get you to guess it.
Okay, number 5. I know you're gonna know.
I'm gonna know this, or I'm not gonna know.
You're gonna know this. Trust me. All right. It's made by one of our favorite directors.
It's Kevin Smith.
Nope.
Not Kevin Smith.
Nope.
Who?
His name starts with a Q.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
Okay.
But can you guess which movie it is? And I can say Sam Jackson's in this movie because almost all of his movies have Sam Jackson in one way, shape, or form.
This is very true. Okay, I'll just go on the rundown. I know it's not Jackie Brown.
Oh yeah, it's far from Jackie Brown.
It's not Reservoir Dogs.
Nope.
Because I don't think he's in that.
Yeah,
I don't think he's in Reservoir Dogs. Is it Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
Nice. All right.
It's Pulp Fiction. It is Pulp Fiction because it is a badass movie.
It is.
It is to me, it is a man's movie.
A man's
movie. Because just the dialogue in that movie.
Well, technically the dialogue in any of Tarantino's films, really.
I just feel like in this movie, though, it really stands out, though.
It really does, yeah.
I mean, Reservoir Dogs, the dialogue was good, but in this movie, it really stands out, though.
Yeah.
Because it honestly feels like just casual conversations.
It really does. It really does at times, yeah.
In the middle of all this chaos.
Yeah. In the midst of everything that's
happening. You ever had a Royale with cheese? What hitman says that to
the person he's about to kill?
To his hit. You ever had a Royale with cheese? Or do you know what they call...
Quarter pounder with cheese in France?
In France. What?
Royale.
Tell him, Vincent. Royale with cheese. Or in the middle of a robbery. In the middle of a stick-up. Pull my wallet out. Which one is it? It's the one that says, badass motherfucker.
I think it's just bad.
Bad motherfucker?
Yeah.
It just says bad motherfucker. I'm like, just casual. Guns pointed everywhere. It is a casual conversation.
This is true. It is a casual conversation.
I mean, yeah, there's some parts where I could go without.
Mm-hmm.
You know what scene I'm talking about. It's the Gimp scene.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I think you can go without it, but at the same time, it's meant to show how much of a dire situation they're in. It's meant to show that, like, if things are about to get really messed up if they don't get out of this. Bad things are about to happen to them.
Yeah. Sorry. I got distracted for a second. That's my bad.
That's it.
No, but yeah. Uma Thurman. Really good in that movie.
I think she's really good in almost every Tarantino film that she's in.
Yeah. Especially Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah. Especially Kill Bill.
I'm going to Kill Bill. Literally says at the end of the first movie.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the second movie.
Yeah. All right, but
balls
in your ball. Really, I'm really sorry I got distracted again, dude. But
that's
yes,
fine.
Ball is
in my court.
You're number 5.
I am my number 5. Number 5. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. This is one I know for sure you are not going to get.
Oh, you said the same thing about Trainspotting.
But this one I know outright you're not going to get this movie. You're not going to know this movie.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. I can't even tell you who stars in it because I just know you're not gonna get this one.
Yep.
It is a Netflix original film.
Oh fuck! I'm not gonna know.
It is a Netflix original film.
Okay.
It stars Robert Redford, and it also stars the guy from How I Met Your Mother, Jason Segel. And it also stars Rooney Mara, Kate Mara's sister.
Dude, I know who Jason Segel is.
Okay.
I at least know that.
You know who Robert Redford is?
A little bit.
Okay, at least you know. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you outright because you have admitted that you do not know.
Okay.
This movie is called The Discovery, and it's on Netflix. And the main plot of this movie, Jason Segel plays a doctor, right? A medical doctor. He's going home to visit his father.
Mm-hmm.
His father,
Robert Redford.
who is Robert Redford, yes. And his dad is a scientist. I think he's a scientist who has discovered scientific proof of an afterlife. Like, undoubtedly scientific, unignored, unchallenged proof of an afterlife.
Huh.
And that's the premise of the movie.
Interesting.
And it deals upon that discovery, and it furthers that discovery, because a new discovery is made toward the film that I'm not going to tell you about, which goes further into the afterlife. And again, much like Silence, not every film like on my list is going to be like this, but much like Silence, this is not a feel-good movie, because the minute he released that discovery to the world that there is an afterlife, thousands of people committed suicide, and are still committing suicide because of that discovery. Because they find a chance that if they can live a better life, right? If they can live somewhere better than they are right now, they're going to take that opportunity. So that's what starts happening, and a lot of things end up happening. A lot of revelations and realizations are made throughout this movie, and there is a bit of a twist that happens at one point in the movie.
Are they actually all dead this whole time?
No.
Oh, good. It's not a Shyamalama Ding Dong.
It is not. It is not Shyamalan, but it is a twist that makes you look at the film a little differently, and it kind of has a happy ending, I guess, but it's kind of hard to explain. Again, much like Silence, I'd recommend it to anybody. It's a really good film,
but not for the faint of heart.
Not for the faint of heart. It's not as violent as Silence, but just the subject matter is pretty intense at times. So, that's my number 5 pick. Ball is back to you.
Oh,
ball is in your court. Not true.
Number 4. Number 4 from me is I believe it was 2000s.
2000s? Okay.
I believe it was 2000s or it was the late 90s. I'm pretty sure it was 2000s, actually.
Okay.
We've all seen the movie Kung Fu Panda.
Mm-hmm.
And the man who stars in its name is Jack Black.
I know. I think I know this movie.
What a lot of people don't know about Sir Jack Black. No, he's not knighted. But what a lot of people don't know about him is that he also rocks. He also sings.
That is not the film that I thought it was going to be, but I also know this film too.
Oh, yeah. It's not the School of Rock.
Oh, it's not the School of Rock?
It's not the School of Rock.
It's not the School of Rock.
Is
this Nacho Libre?
No.
This is not Nacho... Oh, I know what this is.
What is it?
This is Tenacious D.
It's the Pick of Destiny. Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness. This movie and I have a connection. that I cannot say, but we have a connection. This movie and I have a connection. Really good connection. Okay. But the one part that really makes it in this movie for me is the fight against the devil. Is the Tenacious D, they basically have a rock-off with the devil. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know this. The devil is played by Dave Grohl. Of Foo Fighters and Nirvana fame.
For those who don't know, he was the drummer, if I remember right. The drummer for Nirvana.
And the lead singer.
The lead singer for Foo Fighters.
Yep. Lead singer and lead guitar.
Yep.
He was... Yeah. He's not Seattle born, but we in Seattle...
Pretty much
we kind of claim
him. You guys kind of adopted him.
Yeah, we kind of claimed him as our own when you think about... Because he was part of Nirvana. He was part of the, top grunge band coming, besides Pearl Jam and all them coming out.
Wasn't Cobain from Seattle?
Yeah, Cobain and I think Novoselic were from
Seattle.
Or the... Daniel Bryan's from the same area, actually.
Oh, I know.
I
know the area. I can't remember.
It's like outside of Seattle.
It's like right outside of Seattle. I can't remember it for the life of me.
Yeah, but they're from Seattle. Grohl is from DC. Is from the DC area. So, but this whole movie is really good. But Dave Grohl's kind of one of the main reasons I really like this movie. Mm-hmm. But it's just and the music. It's not your traditional, it is all Tenacious D songs.
Yeah.
There's no other people, there's no big film scores or anything.
No, all
Tenacious D. This whole movie is all Tenacious D. The song, the music video for the song "The Pick of Destiny" is about him and Kyle, who's his, who's one of his bandmates. Is both of them going to see The Pick of Destiny, and the song is called "The Pick of Destiny," and it basically recaps the whole movie, and it plays over the credits.
Yeah,
it's just an it's a funny movie. Again, not critically acclaimed,
but fun.
But it's funny. It has a cult classic. It has a cult status. That's my number 4. Number 4. Oh yeah, you weren't expecting that one.
I actually wasn't expecting that.
I could tell. I saw the look on your face, and I'm like, he's thinking I'm gonna say the.
I was thinking you're either gonna say School of Rock or Natural Labor. That's what I was thinking.
I would have said wrestling if.
I know, but I'm saying he also does kind of rock in that movie too, though.
Yeah, he
just in general.
All right, what's your number 4, sir?
Alrighty, my number 4, number cuatro, number 4. Okay. This one was a bit of a hard pick between my number 3. This is I'm just gonna tell you outright, it is a Star Wars movie.
Okay.
But I can't tell you any further than that because it
prequel. I swear to God, if you say prequel, I'm gonna flip. I'm just kidding. You're just kidding.
You're just gonna kill me right on this podcast, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Everyone's gonna hear me kill you.
It is at the end of a trilogy.
Okay, is it? Why am I now blanking on the name? It's the end of a trilogy?
It is toward the end of a trilogy.
Okay, so it's either one or two movies. It's either Return of the Jedi or it's Revenge of the Sith.
It's Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Well, then good choice. But Revenge of the Sith, that's the one prequel movie I do respect.
I think that's actually the one most people respect.
Yeah, I do respect that. I respect Attack of the Clones, which not many people do.
No. That
was just, to me, a really good movie. I liked it. I could do without the whole going to him protecting Padme. Padme.
Yeah.
I could do without that, but Revenge of the Sith is one of the better prequels. Mm-hmm. But why is... I already agree Return of the Jedi is probably the best, but why to you is Return of the Jedi?
For me, it's I'm just a little bit of backstory here. Luke Skywalker was one of my heroes growing up, and I think he was a lot of kids' heroes growing up. And it was, it's the film where we finally see Luke Skywalker become a Jedi. It is the film where he completes his training. He even declares at the end of the movie, "I am a Jedi, like my father before me." We see him. It is the completion of his arc that has been over this trilogy of him, learning the ways of the Force, leaving Tatooine, and becoming a Jedi. We see it happen. And it's actually the completion of all arcs in this movie. All arcs are pretty much wrapped up in this movie. Even the arc of Anakin, which is started technically all the way in Phantom Menace, all the way to here, is wrapped up in this movie. And even necessarily then, as much as I like The Force Awakens, which I really like The Force Awakens, they didn't necessarily need to do it just after the end of Return of the Jedi. It kind of wraps everything up pretty good.
But this is the Star Wars for our generation. That's kind of the thing, though.
I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying that the story itself is kind of it absolutely didn't necessarily need to continue. I mean, I'm glad we got The Force Awakens. I think it's a really good film. I had a hell of a time watching that movie. Brought me back to a level of nostalgia that I haven't been since I was a kid. Just the very first time I saw those movies. And, to see, essentially, the torch passed down to the next generation of, Rey, Finn, Poe, Kylo Ren, all of them. It was cool to see that. But for me, this was and is the definitive Star Wars film for me. It is Return of the Jedi. I absolutely love this movie. I have no problems with it whatsoever. I think it's actually kind of a masterpiece. That's my number 4 pick.
Interesting. I actually like that. That's actually really good. That's a really good pick, actually.
And nothing was ever really let down for me in this film. Like there was no moment of like you've had that happen where you see films and an arc is about to be completed and the ending of that arc just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that for me in this film. It all is wrapped. Everybody gets to where they need to be. For a very successful and fulfilling completion of their story.
Huh. I actually agree with that. It is a good wrap up.
It is a very good wrap up, and that's my number 4 pick. Ball is back to you.
All right, number 3. It is The Godfather, Part 1.
I honestly thought you were going to say Part 2. Most people say Part 2.
I actually like Part 1 a little bit better. Just kind of, we get to see the transformation of,
Michael.
we get to see, I was about to say Tony Montana.
No,
that's Scarface.
Michael
Corleone.
Michael Corleone's transformation.
Michael Corleone. We see Michael Corleone, and we kind of like what Force Awakens kind of did. We see the passing down of the torch. We see Don Corleone pass the
torch of this family down to Mike. Well, technically,
it went to Santino Corleone.
Yeah, Santino, Sonny. Yeah.
Went to Sonny Corleone, and then he got killed, and then it went to
Michael
because he's the second eldest in his family.
Yeah,
but it's a really good movie, and I like the tying up of all loose ends at the end.
Yeah,
it's just a really okay, they're getting rid of all the other 5 families.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting rid of all their heads.
And to add on that, one of my favorite parts of that movie is when
say it's the horse head. It's the horse head, isn't it? Horse head in the bed.
Well, not just the horse head, but it's also when
you cannot.
Well, it's actually 2 things. It's when Michael tells them Sonny and what's his name, Tom and Fredo, his plan to take out Sollozzo and the police captain.
Oh yes.
And for one, it really shows just how smart Michael is. It really shows that, that you could tell, like, his family loves him, they really do, but in regards to this scenario, they don't really think much of him.
They didn't expect much. Yeah, they didn't expect like that
level of technicality and intelligence, and he shows them this level of intelligence that is probably on far, if not a little farther than that of his father. And they're all just, they think of it as a joke, but then when he kind of explains it a little further, they're like, that actually might work. That actually, you might actually be onto something here.
Yeah.
And then we see the execution of that plan play out at that diner.
Yeah.
And I just love the way that it's done. There's nothing, as much as I love Tarantino's films, as much as I love it, it's not stylized violence. It's very realistic in how it depicts the violence.
You can feel the suspense coming in because of how they build up the tension. They build up the tension by, who's the guy he was there, not the police. Salazzo's talking back to him in Italian after he's come back from the bathroom with a gun in his hand.
I think it was even a little before it too, before he goes to the bathroom. But they talk in Italian.
Well, yeah, but this is when he comes back. This is when the tension really builds because you hear the train leaving,
mm-hmm.
but then you hear, like, they slowly crescendo this, like, the noise of this train coming in, and then, like. And he's like, and you can just see like the tension in Michael's eyes.
Yeah.
Just building, and then next thing
he gets up and just
bang, and then bang to the police captain, and then
he just bails.
He leaves exactly the way they told him. Don't walk, don't run,
but don't
walk, don't
look at anybody in the eye really either.
Don't look anyone in the eye. Walk, don't run, and. Just like
let the gun drop to your side, yeah.
Yeah, let the gun drop to your side, but make sure your hand goes down into your coat to make it look like you still have the gun on you. Like, that is like, honestly though, my favorite scene in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Is it the horse head?
It's the horse head. That's just, I laughed when I watched that movie. I laughed at that so much because I'm like, he
had
told
it coming.
you,
he
told you,
too.
He'd make you an offer. You couldn't.
And to be fair, he also kind of had it coming too a little bit.
He was kind of an ass.
Yeah.
The director was kind of an ass, and he kind of. I mean, I feel bad for the horse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the horse deserved that, but this guy definitely deserved some form of punishment.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, it was either the horse head or his head. I think we'd much rather see him get the effect of the
horse head.
Of the horse head.
Rather just killed.
Yeah.
And also
sorry.
Also to add on to that, one of my favorite parts about the whole diner sequence is when Michael comes back from the bathroom and he sits down at the table. They don't cut away from anything else but Michael's face. They don't cut away to anybody else. Like, the camera's just going in from an over the shoulder shot.
But then it does cut away to
Salazzo, like, real quick.
Yeah, it just, like, cuts away, and then, like, because you still see him speaking Italian to Michael, but then it cuts back to
Michael, and for the majority of it stays on there. But I also love, like, what kind of Michael's doing with his eyes. You can tell he feels nervous about what's about to happen.
Yeah.
You can tell he's kind of thinking about it, and then, as you said before, the train comes in, and the sound of the train just kind of crescendos and grows louder and louder, and then he makes the decision and does what he does.
Yeah. And he shoots him.
Yeah. And, in fact, I think that whole movie is full of just really good moments. Just as a whole.
Yeah, like...
I can't name a bad thing in that movie. I really can't.
Well, I mean, you can tell when Marlon Brando needs to read his lines off screen. Except in the very first scene, he's just like... He goes from looking at the guy he's talking with to... Looking back, looking away, reading his line, looking back.
I think he was famous for not reading scripts, though. I don't think
he
read scripts.
No, he was kind of infamous for not, like, he didn't read the script, so people had to feed him his lines, or they had to, like, write his lines down for him as they were doing a take.
Yeah. He did that a lot.
Yeah.
I think he even did that on the Superman movie that, where he played Jor-El.
Yeah, that's right.
You forget about that?
God, he botched that. I forgot that for a second. Then you brought it back up. Now it's just like, oh.
But you got to admit, like one of my favorite. As long as we're on that, just real quick before I go to my pick. One of my favorite parts of that movie.
Godfather?
Well, not just God. Well. So I meant Superman.
Okay.
Is it's actually one of the scenes that Jor-El is in. It's with Terrence Stamp as Zod. You know, like where he's trying to convince Jor-El to not send them to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
I just love how like you could tell like how desperate Zod is getting because he starts yelling louder and louder.
I will find him.
Well, not just that, but he's like saying like you will bow down before me, Jor-El. No matter I swear, no matter if it takes an eternity. He says like you will bow down before me, both you and one day your heirs. And I love how like he doesn't say anything that whole time. Jor-El's just kind of walking away. I don't know. There's something about that I just really like. But
how much you want to bet he had a line to say, he just didn't say it. He just didn't know it.
It's possible. That's possible, but I actually think it worked for that scene. I actually think that would have actually taken away from the scene for Jor-El to say anything. Yeah. But I think ball's in my court, right?
Yep, ball's in your court. You're number 3.
Okay. Alrighty. Ball is in my court. This is a film that made a lot of grown men cry.
Oh, God.
Do you know what this film is?
I can think of 2 films that made grown men cry.
Which is?
The Fast and the Furious movie after Paul Walker passed away.
Okay. And the other?
What was the other one? I can't remember what's.
Okay. I'll give you another hint. Okay.
Who's it star?
I can't tell you that.
God damn it, dude.
I can't tell you any of the cast members in this movie. Because again, will be a spoiler. It came out this last year. March of last year.
Okay.
It is a film that was made and released by 20th Century Fox.
No, it's not Deadpool.
It is not Deadpool, no.
That almost made me cry for a second of happiness. They were going to be tears of joy.
There was... I would say that there are some tears of happiness in this movie, but it's more or less tears of nostalgia and tears of...
Is it Ready Player One?
No. It's not Ready Player One. But tears of kind of acceptance.
Oh, I know. Is it Blade Runner?
No. It's not Blade Runner. As much as I love that movie.
It's not Blade Runner 2049?
That... No. It's no.
No?
No.
Fuck, I thought it would have been that movie.
No, that's not it, no.
God damn it.
As much as I love that movie, no. No, that's not this number, no.
Huh. I have no idea. What is it?
It's Logan.
In case you all can't see me, I am curled up. Oh, you can't see me. I'm curled up in the fetal position right now.
He is curled up in the fetal position. I think this is out of response for him not guessing this.
No, it's out of just thinking about that movie.
Sure it's not a little of both?
No, it's out of just thinking about that movie. Because that movie really, that made me cry at the very end. Because all you hear is When the Man Comes Around.
By Johnny Cash?
By Johnny Cash. Just like as she's burying, as she turns the cross and puts it into an X.
Yeah.
All you just hear is the guitar like doon doo doon 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 doon, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna cry. Luckily, I was at home. I wasn't in a theater. So.
I was in the theater.
Were there grown men crying in that theater?
I couldn't tell. If they were, it probably happened either spoilers for this film. Either. Yeah.
Hey, you said spoilers.
I said spoilers.
You said spoilers. I can say it.
Either at the death of Charles or at the death of Logan. I came close to crying at the death of Logan, but I came even more closer to dying when Charles... Or to dying, to crying when Charles dies. I came even more closer to crying when Charles dies in the movie.
It really... It was... I was sadder when, honestly, I felt sad when Charles died.
Yeah.
But I was more upset that Logan died because Logan was Wolverine for most of us who grew up with the first X-Men movies.
For 17 years, he was James Howlett, Logan, otherwise known as the Wolverine. Yeah.
He was the Wolverine. He was Logan. Even in that shitty X-Men Origins movie, he was Logan.
He was Logan. He never stopped being Logan.
He never stopped.
And I think he never will. I think he never, regardless of who Marvel casts.
No one's gonna replace Hugh Jackman as Logan. Even if
they
you got
pretty big
Tom
shoes.
Hardy to play Logan.
No, he's playing Eddie Brock.
Oh well, that too, but it's just really it's just for 17 years he's been the Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean it literally a legendary run of the character.
And it was just sad because you finally see this character go.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
You see, he's gone.
He's not coming back.
This was old man Logan.
Yep.
Now, I would have preferred his death to be something more along the lines of old man Logan.
I actually will disagree with you on that. I actually like it how it is.
Okay, I see that actually.
I mean, there's a lot going forward. I mean, honestly, the one thing I felt that scene could need, it was just maybe a little bit better dialogue between Laura and Logan as Logan is dying.
I felt like you didn't. I felt like I didn't need that dialogue though, because from the much better X-Men Origins Wolverine 2.
The Wolverine.
Sorry, the Wolverine. Much better than that much better movie. It just kind of filled in the gap. It was just because what's her name is telling him she can see his future.
Yeah.
And he's dying with his heart in his hand. I didn't feel like I needed any more dialogue because I just recalled that in my head, just oh, she said that, and then it just kind of all went full circle.
Yeah.
It was just,
It's
just an awesome, I didn't feel like I needed that more dialogue.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. I felt, although you may disagree, saying that, you wanted a death that was more in line to the comics of the death of Wolverine.
Yeah.
I
feel like I wouldn't have cried as much as if that... which way.
That was the goal of what they're doing. They're trying to get you to feel emotional. They're trying to get you to cry by the death of Logan. And I think for most people they succeeded because, it is a very emotional moment. He is fighting his clone, his second clone, X-24. And, it's actually really brutal because Logan gets impaled on a tree branch. One of those brutal ways to die, really. And Laura ends up killing the clone by shooting him in the head with an adamantium bullet.
Just the whole build up to that. You think everything's going to be fine. You think X-24 is dead.
Yeah.
But granted, we all forget that X-24 is...
Like Logan has a healing factor.
Yeah. So we all thought, he's dead. They can all go off to Canada and be free.
Yeah.
But then, then all you see is the truck pop back up, kicks Logan's ass a little bit, and then drags him over and slams
him into a tree branch.
Impales him into a tree branch.
Yep. And I'd say, Hugh Jackman gave a lot of good performances as Logan throughout, the course of the X-Men franchise. I think this was my favorite portrayal of Logan. Because, you're seeing Logan essentially as an old man. I'd say probably in his 50s, in his 60s at this point.
50s.
50s. who is, essentially the last of the X-Men, taking care of an aging Charles Xavier. And I liked the whole element of them adding this kind of almost like Alzheimer's, dementia.
Dangerous,
Yeah, as dangerous as one of the characters said, like a brain eating disorder inside the world's most powerful brain, and it's like he says, what a combo.
Yeah.
And it really goes to show just how brutal this movie is, just from the first opening fight scene. It sets the tone for the entire film. This is what you're about to see.
It's not your X-Men Logan. It is
unfiltered Logan, yes. Yeah. It is very much unfiltered Logan. And again, with some of the previous films, I said that if
go see this movie.
Go see this movie. There's so if you let me talk about this, we're gonna be here all damn night. So
yeah, it's definitely a movie you need to see if you're an X-Men fan.
Yes. Alrighty. Ball is in your court. Number 2.
Okay. Number 2.
You're number 2.
God, how do I follow that?
How do you follow that?
How do I follow that?
How do you follow that?
How does one follow? Number 2 for me is a Kevin Smith movie.
Is this Clerks?
No.
Is this Mallrats?
No.
This isn't Tusk, is it?
Oh, fuck no. This is far from Tusk.
This is Jay and Silent Bob?
Yes.
Okay.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Oh, this movie, it's cameos.
It's Mark Hamill.
It's Mark Hamill as, this is the character's name.
Say it.
Cock Knocker.
Sorry.
You immature swine. No. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. What do you say about this movie?
There's a lot of good things to say about this movie. It's kind of hard to just outright say one.
Besides the fact of telling that Jason Mewes was not all there some of the time.
Yeah.
Besides not being able to tell that. Or besides being able to tell that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a really... I don't know, it might just be the fact that Miramax picked it up. That made it a lot better.
Yeah, I think it's actually the only film Miramax picked up from them.
Yeah, because Universal picked up Mallrats.
Yeah, no wait. Was Mallrats the only film Universal picked up?
I think so.
Okay, wait.
Chasing Amy was picked up by somebody.
I think it was Miramax.
Yeah, Miramax picked up Chasing Amy and what was Jersey Girl.
Yeah.
They picked up Jersey Girl. And they picked up Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Mm-hmm.
It was... But, it was... You have Jimmy in that movie, and then you got Batfleck in there, too.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Batfleck right now. It was just an all-around really funny movie. Carrie Fisher cameoed in that.
Carrie Fisher did cameo in that movie. Yes, this is very true.
Carrie Fisher was... She's the nun, and I didn't even recognize her until I rewatched it after she passed.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I forgot she played the nun.
Yeah.
Did good job.
George Carlin. I think that was one of his last film roles.
Yeah, I think it was.
Besides, no, he was younger in that Scream 3. He was younger in Scream 3.
He was?
Yeah, he was younger. Not much younger, but he wasn't as gray bearded. But, I think that was one of Carlin's last cameos. I might be wrong on that. Please let me know if I am. Nicely, please. But, it was just funny.
It was very funny.
It was the Snoochie of the Boochies.
Snoochie Boochie.
Snoochie Boochie. And his wife is in that movie.
His wife is.
His wife was in that movie.
His wife was in the movie.
I didn't realize that. I never realized that too. That was. She's one of the 3 female not spies, not assassins either. The thieves.
Yep.
One of the 3 thieves.
Yep.
I never realized that. But, yeah, no. And the monk and the orangutan. And Will Ferrell.
And the orangutan and Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell in that movie.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Will Ferrell in that movie. Go see it. I can't even tell you everything about it. You just have to go see it. I'm sorry. I'm at that point where I'm just like, no, you just need
Just go watch it.
If you haven't seen this movie and you want to know why it's so freaking funny, go watch it. Okay. Number 2.
My number 2. Oh god. I think of so many movies for the top 2. And I gotta choose it to 2 films. Okay. Okay, I got one.
Okay. What's number 2?
This film might surprise you that this is at my number 2.
As long as it's not a prequel.
It is not a prequel.
I am okay.
It is nothing having to do with
the Star Wars prequels.
The Star Wars films. No.
Okay.
This is a Kevin Smith film.
This is?
Yes.
Okay. I know it's not Yoga Hosers.
It is very much not Yoga Hosers.
Okay.
Or Tusk.
Okay. It's not Cop Out.
No.
And it's not Red State.
No, because I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that.
As I had stated earlier in this podcast.
Yep.
It does have Ben Affleck.
It's Chasing Amy in it.
God.
You said it would surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
That it's at my number 2.
Oh, well, yes. That surprises me, but the fact that it was like at the top choice didn't
That's
surprise
in some
me.
of the top choices. So, I'm going to give the rundown for people that don't know what this film is about. We're going to lose subscribers from this one, aren't we?
No, we're not. We're fine. If we lose subscribers, you're lame.
Okay, so anyway, here's the rundown.
Didn't mean that, Dad.
Didn't mean that, Dad. Okay, so here's the rundown. Ben Affleck plays a comic book writer of characters that did also appear in Jay and Silent Bob, Blunt Man, and Chronic, which are based off of the characters of Jay and Silent Bob. And also, what's his name? That's
Banky?
Yeah, who's the actor?
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee plays Banky, his best friend, who is also the illustrator of the comics. Well, that could be argued.
He is the illustrator, though. Well, they both kind of do semi.
They both kind of do semi. So here's the rundown of the film. The idea of it is they run this comic. I think they're at the start of the film. They're at a comic convention, right?
Yep, start of the film. It's a comic convention.
They're at a Comic Con, and he meets this girl there who also happened to do her own comic, played by Jennifer Tilly, right?
Yes, the amazing Jennifer Tilly.
Amazing Jennifer Tilly in this film, and everybody in this film is just really good. She plays Alyssa Jones, and you could tell very early on, just from their first initial meeting, Ben Affleck's character is attracted to her. He pretty much was kind of like love at first sight. Like, he falls for her almost instantly the minute he sees her.
Yep.
And they spend some time with her. Both Banky and her, they spend some time with her. And it seems to me like he would go and make, a move. Would make a move, try to pursue a relationship. There's one teensy tiny little problem in his master plan. Do you want to say it, or should I say it?
She is gay. Yes, she is gay.
She's a lesbian.
Yeah.
That is the core setup of this movie. I'm not telling you anything else beyond that.
A straight man chasing
a lesbian.
A lesbian.
And
but it's a really good film.
It's a really good film, and it's doesn't really play.
Don't listen to whatever Ben Affleck had to say about his role or his part in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also one of those films. I'm actually glad that it doesn't really play into any stereotypes, really.
It really doesn't. It kind of treated everyone as
a very honest portrayal of how people are.
Honest equal.
Honest equal. Like there was no like just because Alyssa is she is a lesbian. It's not a a derogatory stereotype portrayal of a lesbian. It's a very honest portrayal of what
Yeah, there's no big textual overtones or anything. It's a
she's a very three-dimensional person.
Yeah.
Like she's her sexuality is not the main focus of the film.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of drama than that you expect that you don't really see coming happens. And it's just a really good film. It's really funny too. It's a really funny film. But it's also very dramatic. It hits the emotional beats where it needs to hit. And it's just it's a very honest portrayal of how relationships are. And that, one thing I love about this film, and I've always loved about this film since I saw it for the very first time, was that Kevin Smith doesn't sugarcoat anything.
It really doesn't in that entire film.
No, nothing is really sugarcoated. It's not really like a fairy tale romance at all. It is a very honest portrayal of how relationships are and how they work, and sometimes how they don't work. And I'm trying to say all this without giving away anything, and it's very hard to talk about this movie without giving away anything.
At least you're not talking about the ending.
No, at least I'm not really talking about really anything.
Oh, and yes, Matt Damon does make a cameo in this movie.
Yeah, he's one of the guys they pitch. Well, we're going to make a cartoon series or a movie out of it.
Yeah.
And he's one of the guys they pitched the idea to.
God. You can't have Ben Affleck in one movie without Matt Damon mysteriously popping up out of the blue.
I mean, they played a duo in Dogma. I mean, they did.
Oh, yeah, they did. I'm not denying that. I'm just like, oh, dear.
And that was a Kevin Smith movie. So.
That was a Kevin Smith movie.
A lot of people forget about that. So, yeah, just go check that out. It was on Netflix. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore.
I don't think it is.
Sadly.
But go find it wherever DVDs are sold.
Yeah, or go on Amazon and buy it. But I can tell you one thing. The minute that film is back on Netflix, I can tell you that's probably the thing I'm watching that night. I am watching Chasing Amy again.
I can just watch it whenever I want to.
Yes, because you own it.
Because I own the DVD.
I do not own it. I do not own that film.
Well, you can always just let me know if you want to borrow it.
That is true. That is very true. But, my friend, the ball is back into your court for one last time. Unless you have any honorable mentions.
Oh, I have too many. We're going to be here all night if I say my honorable mentions.
Well, it's like one or two, I guess.
One or two? Okay. One, Batman Under the Red Hood.
This is your number one pick?
No. This is my honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
Batman Under the Red Hood.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick. It's an animated movie.
Yeah. Brings back John DiMaggio as the voice of the Joker. That's actually his first time doing the voice of the Joker.
Yeah.
John DiMaggio is a voice actor. He does Bender from Futurama.
Yeah.
If you don't know who that is. It's just a really good story. It tells the story of Jason Todd.
Which, surprisingly, for those that don't know, if there are any Supernatural fans in the audience, Jensen Ackles voices Jason Todd.
That's right.
Voices the Red Hood. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does a really good job as Jason Todd.
Oh yeah, you can hear like the emotion that he puts into that role.
You really hear it, and when he voices Jason Todd.
My second honorable mention. That is. It's Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Okay, I'm gonna full disclosure, full honesty here.
You didn't like them.
I wasn't a fan of it. No, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of Age of Ultron.
Well, then you just hate all Marvel movies. Then.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No, I do not. Stop.
Yes. I'm just
Stop
being
with that
every
bullshit.
I'm just being every critic ever.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. James Spader.
I will admit he does a good job as Ultron.
Yeah,
for what he had, he had a
you
good job.
cannot deny that.
I will not deny that. And I will give the movie points because it also introduces Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch into the
Not
films.
very long for Quicksilver.
Sadly, but it does introduce Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, which she does a really good job as.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting with an Olsen, but
she does good.
She does good. I give her that. But this movie just... The first Avengers movie I saw almost 1,000,000 times.
As did everybody else that when it first came out too.
Because you couldn't believe this was actually
this is a thing. This exists. This film is real.
Like a team up, an actual superhero team up that
movie.
wasn't cheesy.
That was actually really, really good.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Of these well drawn out characters.
Yeah. And
no one had more screen time than anyone else.
It was equal. It was very equal, and not only that, but like, really, all the characters that were in that film we had seen before.
Yeah.
Had existed before. We had seen them. Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man, Thor, the whole Hawkeye, Loki, everybody that was some of the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Phil Coulson. Nick Fury, everybody that was in that film had been introduced in a film prior. Nothing was rushed. The way, you really felt that, you had grown with these characters. That's one thing I will always applaud the MCU about, is that, you really, over the course of these 10 years...
They really made good characters.
They have, and we've grown with them. We have grown with Steve Rogers. We've grown with Tony Stark. We've grown with these characters.
We've grown with Banner over the 2 freaking actors that have played him.
And over the course of 10 years.
Yep.
Now here we are at the literally less than a week out. Let me just point that out. Less than a week out from Infinity War.
I'm saving that gift card.
You better save that.
It's still sitting right over here.
You better save
that gift card is saved till Infinity War comes out. Because I'm not going to risk not having money to go see that movie. But
I might have to go on Friday regardless. Like, I'm just saying the hype might be too real for me. I'm just saying that. Well,
I have a test on Friday, you fucker.
But, here's the thing. I'll make a deal with you right now. And it's on the podcast. We'll go
so I can pull this up and say, hey,
you said that we would do this. If I tap out and say, I'm sorry, dude, I gotta go see Infinity War tonight, I'll go with you to Deadpool 2.
You weren't going to go to Deadpool 2?
No, I was. I was just saying.
I thought you said you weren't. I thought you
No, but I will go with you when you go see Deadpool 2. Deal?
Deal.
All right.
Now.
All right. Now that we got that taken care of, now that we got that out of the way, your number 1 pick of this list. No honorable mention. Your definitive number 1 pick.
This movie stars Ezra Miller.
I think I know this movie.
Emma Watson.
Yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Really good pick, by the way.
Thank you.
In regards to young adult films, really, really good pick, by the way.
I honestly thought you were going to pick it first. I was like...
I honestly hadn't thought of it.
I was like, oh, you better not. I love this film.
I love this movie.
Time.
I love this movie.
This movie came out...
It was a good...
Freshman year? About freshman year. Maybe 8th grade.
Timeline-wise was like 2011, 2012. It's been a while. It's been a while since this movie came out.
Well, I know. I was just thinking it was either my freshman or...
Good time for that movie to come out, too, for you, by the way.
Well,
just
for both of us. We entered high school at the same time.
Yeah, roughly around the same time, Good time to do it,
Yeah, it was a good time for them. I think I watched it... I rented it on Redbox the first time. I remember seeing trailers for it somewhere, but I rented it, and it was just an amazing...
An amazing film.
It was just an amazing film. It's about not really the stress, but just like the whole like it's not the campy high school movie.
Not at all. Not at all.
Farthest thing.
It is actually probably a really realistic take on high school.
It's not High School Musical.
No.
It's not American Pie.
Nope.
It shows the good and the bad sides of being a freshman or just being
in high school as in general.
Paul Rudd's in that movie.
He's one of the teachers, yeah. He's one of the teachers, yeah.
Paul Rudd, what's that name, plays the aunt, who's not the best person in the world. For other reasons, you have to go see the movie. I'm not telling you why.
It is kind of a big reveal when
it's
what
really
happens.
a sad reveal.
It is a very sad and depressing reveal.
How it gets revealed
is even more sad.
It's even more sad because you just really like, especially me, like at the time, freshman me, like I watched it, I was like, wow. I mean, not a lot of that stuff happened to me.
Yeah, but you can identify at least with some.
I can at least identify with the feeling of being a freshman in high school. All your friends that you've known for a long time.
Some have alienated from you. So.
Yeah, some just don't want to hang out with you anymore. Some of them have gone to the cool side of the track, or what's considered to be the popular side. And you end up meeting these awesome friends.
These awesome people. Some of which ones will be your friends for the rest of your life.
Yeah, some of these weird... And for lack of a better term, these weirdos. These wallflowers. These people that no one else likes, but they're these super cool people that just stick out from everybody else. I can say I had friends like that.
Same
I
here.
can say that.
I still do.
You know, I still do. You're one of the ones that moved down here, so you're stuck here.
I'm stuck with you. Yes.
You're stuck with me. Not in that way. That is not a joke for the internet to enjoy.
It's already out there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now.
I have a girlfriend.
I know.
But it's just one of those movies. Like, I have to say, I didn't watch Rocky Horror, but I can say musicals were the thing me and some of the weird kids watched, or some horror movies, or, you know, I got introduced to stuff through them, and they sang here, and, you know, it's just... Oh, and Ezra Miller in that movie.
He does a really good job. He really does. He kills it in that movie.
He killed... yeah. The kid from Percy Jackson's in that. He plays Percy.
Logan Lerman, I think is his name.
Logan Lerman.
He plays the main character. And
he plays Charlie.
Charlie, yeah. And isn't Ezra Miller's character like George?
No. George? It's nothing. Well, it's nicknamed nothing. Patrick.
Patrick, that was his name, yeah.
And Emma Watson is...
his sister.
Yeah, his stepsister.
Stepsister, that's right.
But this movie just really hits home in a lot of ways. Definitely the feeling of high school, it definitely hits home.
And before I get into my picks, I want to talk about that too, real quick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When this movie came out, there were a lot of young adult movies coming out around this time.
Oh yeah, there were
a lot. Most of them were not that good. So I just kind of...
They were a lot more campier too.
Yeah, when I first saw the trailers of this and I heard about it, I didn't think much of it, so I kind of brushed off, didn't really take a look at it. A few years go by. I think it's right in the summer before senior year of high school. I'm hanging out with a friend of mine, and he has this movie. I'm also hanging out with his neighbor, and he said, "Hey, you ever seen this movie?" I'm like, I heard about it, never watched it. We popped it in, and I'm just like, okay, I'm probably not gonna like this movie, but okay, let's watch it. And oh my God, was I proven wrong on so many fucking levels.
Okay.
So many levels, I was proven wrong about this movie.
I'm gonna interject just to say one comment here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah. Good.
One of the main reasons I was pulled to this movie
was Emma Watson.
It was Emma Watson.
Main reason I was pulled to this movie I wasn't really pulled to the movie. The movie was shown to me, and then as it started, I was pulled to it.
Yeah.
I was blown away by this movie. I did not expect some of the things that, honestly, that they got away with a PG-13 rating. I was surprised with.
Yeah.
And
what was it? The tribute to Rocky.
Rocky Horror. Yeah, they got away with that. I'm like, wow. Okay, you guys are. Okay, that just happened. Rocky Horror Picture Show just happened. And not only that, but the thing that Patrick is talking about with when he's confiding in Charlie, when he's telling about when
his boyfriend and dad.
Yeah, when his he was spending time with his boyfriend and his dad walked in on them. You got to realize this was in if I remember set in the 90s when this came out.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, around the 90s.
Because they talked about in the book, they talked about the grunge, the music scene in Seattle.
Yeah, the grunge area.
And the Steelers were doing good at that point, I think.
Around the 90s this was set. So there's still a lot of bigotry when it came to LGBT.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think a lot more than there is now. Where it is pretty much just widely accepted. Most people just say, there's gay people.
Okay.
But that's another topic for another day. And I was surprised them talking about that in a young adult movie. I'm like, wow.
In a non-campy, overtone,
not even in a funny way. It's a very
serious
and sad scene when it happens.
I showed my mom this movie. She'd never seen this movie. She'd never seen this. I showed it to her. She was crying at the end.
Well, yeah,
she was crying by the very end of that movie.
I felt
especially when that big thing is revealed.
At the end, yeah.
That she was crying. She was on the verge of tears.
And I have to say one thing here. The use of David Bowie's Heroes in this movie.
I didn't even know what the name of that song was when I first heard it.
It's so amazing.
I tried looking it up afterwards because I found what "Come On Eileen" was.
Yeah,
but I didn't know what.
Yeah.
I didn't know what "If We Could Be Heroes Just for One Day."
Did it surprise you even more that was Bowie?
It surprised me even more. But then I think about it, it fit.
It fit the tone and subject matter of this movie. I might actually have to borrow that movie from you. I don't have that movie, so I might actually have to borrow that.
I got that movie, dude. I got you. Man.
I might have to borrow that from you. If not this time, next time, because I just now thinking about it, I need to watch the movie again.
And I will begin. That was also played at the end of Regular Show.
Yeah.
That's a show that made me cry at the end.
Regular Show?
Yeah.
When Pops dies. A lot of people cried.
Because that's the guy that voices SpongeBob.
Yep. But, like I said, with other films we said before, we could talk about this movie all night. So, on to my picks. We'll do the honorable mentions first.
Okay, 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay. Okay, I'm going to throw these in for my friend Caleb because I know he's a fan of this actor and this director.
I thought you were going to say this podcast. I was like, hey,
Caleb. Well, hey, Caleb, if you're watching this, hi. I think he does listen to this. I honestly don't know, though. He's pretty busy right now. These are two films I know just right out the bat you are not going to know because they are so small on the indie scale that it's hard to know just all around. So I'm just going to tell you what they are.
Okay.
Jay and Mark Duplass's, well, it might actually be 3 films.
Okay, what are the three films?
Okay, the 3 films. Jay and Mark Duplass's The Puffy Chair and Baghead, which is their very first 2 films. Do you know this film?
No, I just thought of another honorable mention.
We'll get into that here in a second.
Okay, go. What's your...
Okay, so I'll try to give quick explanations on this. Puffy Chair, Mark Duplass and his girlfriend, they go on a road trip with with Mark Duplass's brother, to buy this puffy chair that was essentially the same kind that their dad had when they were younger, when they were kids. And that's just the name of the film. That's just how it starts out. Baghead is about this group of people who are trying to make a movie, and they want to make a horror movie. So they go out into this cabin in the middle of the woods to write the script. And this is over the course of a weekend. And this is over the course of a weekend.
As every horror movie goes, it's over the course of a weekend.
And much like many other horror movies, they begin seeing this individual who happens to be wearing this kind of sack over his head. It's not really a horror film. It's more of like how horror films are made, to say the least. It's not really scary. It's more funny than it is scary.
Huh. Okay.
And do you want to say your honorable mention before I get into my number one?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, well...
It stars Peter Sellers. You know what this
is Dr. Strangelove, isn't it?
It's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop
Caring
and Start Loving the Bomb.
And to Love the Bomb, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dr. Strangelove.
And...
Only one man has made Stanley Kubrick laugh so hard he had to leave.
He had to leave the set because he was laughing so damn hard. He had to leave. Because he ruined every take.
That is the late great Peter Sellers.
And Stanley Kubrick. Talk about the man, the myth, right there.
The supposed insane director. Not really, actually. But
that man is a god amongst filmmakers. Yeah. He really is. I mean, he's a lot of people's inspiration. It wouldn't surprise me if he's been an inspiration of Christopher Nolan.
That really wouldn't surprise me, actually. I mean, not his method of directing,
but like the way like Christopher Nolan shoots a film. Yeah. And the way just look at Interstellar, just for example. The way that some of the shots that he has in that film. The way the shots are set up. Very Kubrick-esque.
But, okay, what's
my number one?
Yep.
Alright, my number one. This one might also have to be a tie. One of these you've heard of and probably seen. The other of these I know you haven't. The first one is made by Fox. It also came out last year, around October. I can't tell you anything else.
I don't know.
You have mentioned it earlier today. I think even earlier in this podcast.
Nothing is coming to mind right now.
It is a sequel. I am literally spoon feeding this to you.
It is a sequel.
It is a sequel to a film that has come out.
Is it The Godfather 2?
I said it just came out in October of this past year.
I don't.
You want me just to say it?
Yeah, just say it.
It's Blade Runner 2049.
I figured it would be one of your top picks.
It's a tie for number one. The other one, I already know you're not gonna know this one, so I'm just also gonna say it. It's called The One I Love. It also happens to have Mark Duplass, but he is an actor in this. I'll explain this one first before I explain Blade Runner. This one follows a couple played by Mark Duplass and Elizabeth Moss. They're having marriage problems, so they go up to this house in the hills. I think it's like the Hollywood Hills somewhere. Mm-hmm. And it's like this compound, and they're the only two people there. And some sci-fi aspects begin to happen in this movie, where they begin to encounter when they go into the guest house of this compound. They begin to encounter doppelgangers of the other person. So when Mark Duplass goes in, he encounters a doppelganger of his wife. When she goes in, she encounters a doppelganger of him.
Huh.
And that's the setup of the movie. It it deals with the idea of love in a very unique way. It deals with it in that like how like when you meet somebody for the very first time.
Huh?
And then as years pass, they grow as people. And you kind of grow with them, and they sometimes grow into a different person than you met them as.
Yep.
It kind of deals with that kind of a topic, with the idea of becoming somebody else than who you once were. And without getting much into that, much like the other ones, if I'm here, I'll talk about it all night. So we'll get to the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop.
Blade Runner 2049. What can I not say about this movie?
City of stars, are you shining just?
Are you seriously doing this? Are you seriously?
Oh, you don't remember Broom?
I remember doing this. I remember. I was there when he showed it.
I was there too.
He was there mocking Angel.
It's just
about it.
City of stars.
I was there.
Are you No, he made a mock trailer.
A mock trailer of it, yeah. He edited it to similar of of La La Land, yeah. And God, what can I not say about this movie?
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Former pro wrestler Dave Bautista is in this movie.
He is. Former pro wrestler Dave Bautista is in.
Dave Bautista, you, my friend, are a terrific actor.
He did a really good job in this movie. He really does.
Better than what he did? Well, not better, but nothing can beat Drax.
It's hard to beat Drax.
If you can beat, like, that, it does have to be. Oh, he's in a new movie coming out. The Artemis Hotel.
Hotel Artemis, yeah.
Hotel Artemis, yes. Him, Sterling K. Brown.
Jodie Foster.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, Zachary Quinto. They're all in that movie. I would love Jeff Goldblum. But...
You can't have a good movie without Jeff Goldblum.
You can't. You really can't. But... Okay, so... Here's the rundown of this movie. As much as I can without getting into spoilers. Because, oh my god, it's hard to talk about this movie.
Harrison Ford's back.
He is. It follows... For the most of the movie, follows Ryan Gosling as Blade Runner Officer K, looking for Harrison Ford, because he is a part of this almost worldwide conspiracy that's happening in regards to the idea of replicants. Replicants are essentially like human androids. The difference between a replicant and a person is, most people are born. They are born the old-fashioned way.
Mm-hmm.
The way people have been born for thousands of years. The difference between them and replicants is replicants are made in a lab. Replicants are made in a petri dish, versus the old.
They also don't have memories that.
Well, they have implanted memories.
They have implanted memories. They don't have real.
Well, they form real memories, but for the majority of the part, for their past, potentially their childhood,
yeah,
that's implanted. I think it's mainly just to help consciousness develop. But first off, before I get into anything, this film is beautiful looking. The way Roger Deakins shot this, and rightfully so, winning an Oscar for this film, is beautiful. It perfectly captures the essence of the first film. It really does. I was so happy when he won an Oscar that I actually cheered on my couch.
You're the only one sitting there.
Well, my mom looked at me weird. I'm like, she was like, "What are you doing?" When that happened, I'm like, Roger Deakins
just
won the Oscar. Won the Oscar for Blade Runner, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, of course.
And Denis Villeneuve, for those who don't know, this is the guy that made Sicario. This is the guy that made Prisoners. He's going to be making the Dune movie, which he has earned the right. Yeah, I told you about it. In my personal opinion, anybody that can make a sequel to Blade Runner and do it right, and just make a sequel that's worthy to stand to the original,
mm-hmm.
has earned the right to make a Dune film, or at least attempt to. Because I'm telling you, this if he brings any of what he brought to Blade Runner, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it right. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it right. As weird as it's going to be, he's gonna do it, and it's gonna be awesome. But the acting is good. The writing's good. The story is phenomenal. The CG is really good. It's so hard to talk about this movie.
Gives off the original vibe.
It really does, and it takes the concepts of that were explored and questions that were explored in this movie. Or the first one of like what it is to be human, when we count something artificial as being alive, and it takes those ideas and it explores them further and asks further questions of like what it is to have a soul, which very deep questions, very deep human questions, and I honestly hope there isn't a sequel to this movie, because
I just hope they don't do a whole bunch of rehashings like they did with the original Blade Runner.
well, yeah, but I feel like this movie ended on a very perfect note that you really don't need to go and make another one.
Oh, how you give Hollywood so much credit.
I give some of it credit, but I really hope you don't make a third.
Please don't.
If you don't have to make a third. This film ended on an absolutely perfect note. You don't need to continue the story of Rick Deckard. You don't need to continue the story of Officer K, without going into spoilers.
Jared Leto.
Or Jared Leto. You don't. Well, no. Okay. You don't even necessarily even need to do that.
You don't even need to make a freaking spin-off.
No, the story ended in a perfect way, in probably the best way this story could have ended. But anyway, that's my top 8.
That's my top 8 too. Congratulations.
We have made it.
We have made it. We are once again the creams of the crop.
It sounds so wrong out of context.
Just
out of context.
Out of context, it sounds so wrong.
You know, stuff happens.
I am the cream.
I am put in a position I am not.
I'd rather not be in.
I'd rather not be in.
But the cream rise to the top. That's a Macho Man Randy Savage reference for those that don't know.
If you don't know, now you know.
know.
Well, if you don't know,
now you know.
No, but now, because we've made it through this lovely long episode.
A really good episode.
A really good episode.
I think.
Yeah.
But, anyways, continue.
I am about to reveal the...
Go ahead.
I am about to reveal the identity of our next episode.
Go ahead.
It is my favorite thing. It is. It really is. I really hope you did not just break that.
The toy's not broken.
Okay.
That's not broken. It's fine.
It's not a toy, it's an action figure.
The action figure's not broken. That's fine.
I'm just joking.
I don't know if I can fix this left hand though.
Oh no! Trust me, I can't.
That's
even fix it. It's just stuck like that. I don't mess with it that much. Go away, Joe. No, the next episode is gonna be on a topic that I favor. It's gonna be on pro wrestling.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna be entirely honest here. This is a topic I am not too completely familiar with, so it's gonna require some research on my end, but none that I can't do over the course of a week. So, and even probably over the course of a couple days. So, yeah, I'm kind of. Do you want to explain any further? Do you want to explain any further about this movie?
Do I want to about this movie? I didn't know
about this movie. Are we making a movie? I don't know. I don't know.
Let's just wait. Let's just get through this next week, and then we'll see.
Let's write the script. Let's see what happens then. Yeah. Anyway, you go ahead.
Well, basically, I thought we could do a top 10 list.
Of like wrestlers?
Wrestling moments.
Okay. Wrestling moments.
If that works for you.
That does work for me. I'd say either moments or wrestlers. Just in general.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be from any specific time period. Doesn't have to be of like now or like of the old.
It can be whatever. It can be promos. It can be matches. It can be wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Any company. You can go from WWE, WWF, TNA,
WCW,
WCW, ECW.
The New Japan.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
The Bullet Club.
Well, that's part of New Japan.
I know. That's you know. I meant like organizations too inside the club.
Oh, inside.
Or inside the company.
Inside.
What am I talking about?
I don't even know.
But anyway, like teams like the New World Order, the Bullet Club,
Evolution.
Wolfpack. What's the other one that was in WCW? It was in like the 90s. It was like when
The Four Horsemen?
yeah, the Four Horsemen, them too.
Woo!
Ric Flair.
The Ultimaniacs, the Mega Powers.
Yep.
The Click.
Yeah.
Famous backstage stable, not so much on screen stable. But yeah, that's what our next episode is. So be prepared for me to open the next podcast with another wrestling promo.
And also, full disclosure, it really honestly, don't be surprised if he's actually the one majority talking next time. Because
I might just nerd out a lot.
He's probably going to nerd out. He's probably going to have a full-blown nerdgasm on this podcast next time. Just full disclosure on that.
Full disclosure, I am a giant
Get the
mark
towels.
for Netflix. For
Netflix. They're for Netflix. You're a giant mark.
If you want to dig into Lucha Underground, you can dig into Lucha. It's on Netflix.
I've seen. I think I've come across that a couple times.
It's on Netflix. So if you want, you can look through that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm going to try to come up with as much, diversity as...
I'll do it to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Because, like I said, college can sometimes be painful, and I have a lot of things to do this week, so...
I can also help you out.
Of, filling me in on wrestlers?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope, definitely.
Okay.
Cool.
Alrighty. So, I guess, that's a plan. You want to do it? Are you doing this?
No.
Okay. I seriously thought you were going to do, an Ultimate Warrior thing for a second. Oh, God, you are doing this.
God damn it.
Next time, Zack Sagan.
God damn it.
I am not possessed. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to finish that.
You know how disturbing that probably sounds to audiences back home?
It probably sounds like I'm being possessed right now. Don't worry, I'm not. I was just channeling my inner Ultimate Warrior. But, I guess that is it for tonight, or today. Whatever it is for you, maybe. But always remember, a winner is you.
Yeah, a winner is you.
Excelsior.
The world is yours.
The world is yours.
That's a Scarface reference.
Excitement. Temptation. Weed. A Jedi does not need this.
That's Jay and Silent Bob, man.
I felt like that was a good note to leave off with.
That was a very good note to leave off of.
Yes, it was.
I have heard worse notes to leave off of. We have probably given worse notes to leave off of.
These are not
The things that
droids you're looking for. Couldn't come up with anything better? That hurts. Sorry, that was another Clerks 2 reference.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. All right. Well,
I seriously thought for a second you were gonna pull a full blown Clerks, in which there's the scene in the quick stop where Dante has an argument with his girlfriend.
Which one? Which argument? The 36?
The 37.
37 dicks?
Yes.
Oh. No, I would have said some girls. There's only some girls out there that'll bring you lasagna.
Yeah.
That will bring you lasagna. Others, they just cheat on you.
I forgot about that.
Guys, find yourself one that will
bring you lasagna. Not one that'll cheat on you.
All right.
All right.
Well,
I think that's a good point.
Yeah, this is us signing off. I am the nature boy, or this is your nature boy, Jacob, and
the
Prince
yeah.
of Macho Madness,
Zack Sagan.
And remember, as always, a winner is you.